football action.
Well, bye-bye, belt.
This is Past the Rock.
And welcome to the fourth quarter. Fellas, it's finally upon us. By the time this episode comes out, the NFL season will have started with their very first game. But I'm getting ahead of myself because there is some major news that broke after we recorded, the day after we recorded last week. And
Right.
yeah, and it's
I was insta wrong.
I already
Listen.
forgot.
Oh my god, I think we were all wrong on that one. And you know what? I had to fight the urge to do like an emergency pod because, like, you know what? I want this to just settle. No, I just want this to settle. I want to see what the aftermath looks like, so we can come in with some clear heads and still give off some hot takes. Let's just talk about it, okay? It is the Micah Parsons trade that took, I think, everybody in DFW completely off guard. I think we
should be used to now.
Should, but at the same time, shouldn't, considering the timeline, right? Because the timeline of this
praying for Nate Uvalde in the offseason.
Yeah. The timeline of the situation was pretty much in line with everything that Jerry Jones does with his star players. He waits until right about the start of the season to secure that long-term deal.
That is kind of fair.
Yeah, he wants all eyes, all attention on him.
This wasn't an extension this time.
Yeah, it was. It was like all eyes on me first, the team second, the player third. In that order, I would say it's fair to say or criticize him on how he does
begrudgingly on the third part.
Yeah, begrudgingly on that third part.
Well, that helps boost 1 and 2. So
yeah.
And then the thing that didn't happen was that extension did not come from him, right? It came from Green Bay because they sent Micah Parsons off to Green Bay in one of the most puzzling trades I've ever seen. And I will get into why I think it's puzzling. I mean, besides the automatic optics, it's Micah Parsons, and you traded him to a team that has your number in this decade, in the regular season and in the playoffs. Why would you do that? And so yeah, let's just go ahead and get right into this. I'm going to start things off with my reaction, right? Which was first was like, holy shit. The next one was laughter, right? It was absolute laughter because I could not believe something so dumb could happen when it didn't need to happen. And then the third one was like, well, actually, I can believe it happened because it's Jerry. It's Jerry being Jerry. The pettiest form of Jerry at that. But not the most rationed out form of trying to execute your pettiness. So with that, Becky, you are a resident Cowboys expert, fan, even if it's begrudging at this point in your life. You got to tell us what went through your head. What went through your group chat messages? I mean, I saw one of them, which was calling Michael a fat drunk, which I thought was really funny.
Oh, they went the fan route.
That was a joke on Luka.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was because they called Luka fat and drunk on the way out, so he was making a joke about Michael.
And he's a smoker.
Yeah. No, I think that I really don't care that much, ultimately. I think that when it initially happened, oh God, what's... Oh, it's Elton. Okay. No, it's Elton. It's chill. When it initially happened, I was very surprised because I did expect them to just bite the bullet and pay the guy. But ultimately, I'm not mad at this either because we've talked about this theory for a while, like for multiple seasons with Micah, whether his cost to value, like there's just a lot of interesting questions with Micah being as good as he was. And I remember being very stumped at the Khalil Mack trade or the decision to move on from Khalil Mack. I think there's been another player like this before like that. And Khalil Mack is why we talked about it with Parsons so much. So I do think that following that logic, I do understand why moving on from Micah was the decision they made over investing what was $188 million in 4 years from the Packers, which makes him the highest defensive player ever at this
highest
point?
non-QB, I would think.
Highest non-QB ever, and the Cowboys wanted to make him the highest defensive player of the week. I think was the issue, or whatever the money issue was.
Well, what they wanted to do was they wanted to franchise tag him at the lower position, and
sure. I'm sure they wanted to get there way worse. So from that angle, I'm really not upset in any way about it because it does feel like probably the right move ultimately. Now, the way that they did it, how they did it, all that stuff doesn't feel optimal. When you look at the return for players like this, it's usually never going to be what you had in the player. So that's always tough, where you're like, it just literally doesn't ever show.
That's where they shot themselves in the foot the most, I guess, is if you were going to ultimately trade him, the value just kept going down every day you didn't.
Yeah. And that's what I would
getting two first from a good team isn't
pre-draft teams are going to have more room to move.
Yeah, and that's the draft. That's the angle I wanted to take this conversation to was the compensation and ultimately what was said, right? So in the press conference, they wanted to focus on run defense, which is a joke
that is legitimate. It's one of those things that's an ounce of truth, but clearly it's being used. It's weaponized in this case.
It's weaponized. It's a weaponized truth, but it's a small truth.
And you're like, well, we did need to clean these floors.
Yeah. Like, say you're in a biblical drought, and then you get a biblical flood. You're like, well, we definitely needed the water, right? But here's the thing that really throws me off, right? First of all, this was not planned. This is clearly not planned. This was a knee-jerk reaction to whatever the breakdown and communication was between Parsons and Jared. Because if this was an actual plan, you would have done this during the draft, where you would have gotten the most back. Absolutely, people could.
Yeah, plan. I think that's not how. I hear you, but I don't think that this wasn't planned. I do think that ultimately they were trying to keep him. Well, I think there was planned to keep him in an attempt to actually get him to do it the Cowboy way.
Right.
What I'm saying is this being the outcome.
Right, but this being the outcome was always going to happen because they were going to move him by the deadline. From what we understand from the people that are free to speak now, the trade deadline.
Okay,
the people are talking there is a lot of Cowboys rumors coming out of this, and I don't know what to believe, as most people wouldn't. But there does feel like legitimacy to some of the stuff that you've criticized Micah for, other people have criticized Micah for. There does seem to have been or is being pushed as that Micah was not as beloved in the locker room as he is in the stands, if you catch my drift.
Yeah,
I get it. That's tough optics. But with Micah, this is something that many people, including you two, criticized him for throughout his career. Having a podcast.
Oh, the podcast. Okay,
you guys have always been negative on the way he's public facing, like Jerry.
I don't know that I am.
I think the players have been very frustrated with him, and I think Dak has a lot of power, like Romo before him, and I think there's a lot of potential.
He's the highest. Jerry looks at the rosters. He's the highest paid player, and that's who he's gonna.
I really think that, and I think there's a possible argument that him having Micah truly be the face of the franchise was never in question. I've heard that. I've heard people talk about that, which is incredibly arrogant and selfish.
I wonder, and this sounds like the exact kind of dumb crap that the Jones family might do. And maybe Schottenheimer, when they moved Parsons' locker to be next to Dak, and they're like, we'll see how he handles this, and that's how it determines what goes on here.
Oh, man, yeah.
Oh, my God,
that just sped it up. That's what got the deal done faster.
Maybe, but now let me just get into my thought, or just me as a fan of a rival team looking at this, right? Because it's all right, maybe it was the plan to move him all along. Well, one, the way that they did it, stupid.
No, the plan
Just
was to
absolute-
get him. The plan was to get him for the price tag they wanted,
yeah,
or move him by the
or
deadline.
move him by the
That
deadline.
that is my. I feel very confident in that.
Now here's where I'm like, and this is the part where the way they did it is very fucking dumb, because you could have gotten so much more from other teams, right?
Right.
Not just that, you could have also sent him somewhere where you will not feel an immediate blowback. For example, you could have sent him to fucking, I don't know, Jacksonville. Right? You only see Jacksonville once every 4 years, and you only get that Jacksonville game at home once every 8 years. Right? So you can just throw him to a dumpster fire organization that's going to overpay him, overpay by the Cowboys standards, right? And you're going to fleece a team that you know is not going to be very good, and you have opportunities to, even if you want to get 2 first-round picks, if it's a team like Jacksonville, that's a top 10 draft pick, almost guaranteed. You send them to Green Bay, who you're going to see every season, right? And you see him in week 4, and that draft pick compensation is in the 20s. It's going to be guaranteed less than the 20s.
Is it the next 2 years?
Yes.
I never looked at that part.
It's 2026 and 2027. So you're gonna get a big crapshoot of a first-round draft pick. Let me preface this: all draft picks are crapshoots. However,
it does make the hate watch a little more fun this year.
You get a bigger talent. You get a bigger talent pool selection the earlier you get the pick, and so you're not gonna combine your own middle of the draft with the Packers late 20s, probably at this point, draft pick and shoot up into the top 10. You're just not going to be able to do that. So you get bad compensation. You send him to a rival team, an actual rival team, right, that you're going to see very often. So you're not going to escape this guy at any point, right? It just seems so just.
No, you made a lot of great points, but there's one fundamental flaw here. You're not, yes, but you yourself are not thinking about this. Like, this is where I don't think you guys always understand.
That's why I said I'm seeing it from the outside looking in.
There's pieces of pie.
You don't understand that the whole time that you're conceiving this plan of making a big draft day trade to overhaul the Cowboys happens when a general manager is actively working hard on that day. Yeah.
Fair.
Whereas that's not how they don't literally, bro, they don't do business. Like, just like donut shops won't be open at certain hours and certain places aren't open on Sundays, bro, the Cowboys are not going to do business at certain hours. And this is the hilarious ramifications of this probably is the best compensation they can get because their deadline to trade and maneuver is suboptimal almost every time they decide to do it.
Yeah,
so the 2 picks is shitty. It's funnier that to me that Kenny Clark and see, I disagree with you here. Kenny Clark's only 30, and it was a toe injury that had him playing like shit as much as last year. So I think he's a needed player. Obviously, he's not going to replace Micah Parsons, but I think that is a good value player to get back at this juncture. Contractually, I guess I don't know where we go from there, but I don't think they'll ever have to pay him anything serious. So that's exactly who they want.
He's not getting another contract there.
You know what I mean?
Definitely not.
Unless he wins.
He could probably. It's 30. He's 30, so he could play team friendly. That's what they love. They love the guys who will come back on team friendlies, right? The 2 firsts are
him out through crypto scams, and
so the 2 firsts are interesting for a couple of reasons, right? First, what the fuck is up with Micah's back? And like, are they rushing him to play? And is that going to end up biting the Packers in the ass and bailing Jerry out, at least for this one thing? And 2, are they going to hold on to this, or are they serious about some of the bullshit that they're talking about maneuvering for players in the season potentially? Which obviously I could be on board with eventually if this eventually is flipping Micah into 2 useful players for the Cowboys.
I mean, this theoretically clears up a good piece of pie to split up between the guys.
We got a couple slices now, bro. Like we get to have some slices.
We turned one slice into 2 or 3 slices, and all of a sudden,
So I think when you follow that logic, it's fine. Bland gets his contract, so then obviously you see where they're investing the money in. I mean, I really don't know what the future is. I just know that it's clearly Dak centric. That feels pretty obvious.
Yeah.
I was enjoying Micah. I will have always enjoyed Micah playing for the Cowboys. It's unfortunate that he has to go to a fan base that's as dumb as this one. Look at this, guys.
Is that?
We
Oh,
add
it's
up
a fan,
to
it's a fan post. Okay.
That's
This is
so
fan-
dumb.
This is definitely
Wait,
fan.
Parsons is going to be number 1 in Green Bay?
That's the other thing. Caesar, I'm not trying to get too ahead of my sticks here, but I'm not so sure that this might not work out for the Cowboys, at least a minor bit. And I don't think they deserve it to work out. I think it's reprehensible to trade good players.
It's another Cooper Flag situation over here.
But I am cracking up a little bit at the reality that they might get one good pick out of this.
I just don't think they will. I just don't think they will get a good pick out of
We'll
it.
see. We will see.
Because even
if
if
I'm a
you
Packers fan, I'm a little pissed off about the shot thing immediately after investing all the guap. It's not like I'm spending money. You're not the Packers.
I
this is
wonder
a
if
big
that's
move for the Packers.
I wonder
this
if that's
is
a
the move.
story if he's just playing on a team and that happens, not like it's a shot he has to get.
Well,
Plus-
see, everyone thought he was faking here for the sit-in. So now is it real? Like what? Then what is it? Because it's not like the Cowboys
It's hard,
giving a shit.
obviously I'm not a doctor, but it seemed like enough of the discourse that I saw back and forth is that obviously it's not good to have to get shots, but this is on the lower end of the type that you might have. You know what I mean? Like it is possible to re-injure, but less on a slightly less scale than the others.
Yeah,
but it's a lot of pressure. So good luck to him. Number one is an
I wonder,
interesting
is
call.
he playing? I guess he's playing this week,
playing,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah, dude.
Is number 11 retired for the Packers?
No, the receiver didn't want to give it to him. So there's some vibes in Green Bay that do crack me up. And he's going to Green Bay. They might have chosen the funniest destination to send Micah to. We'll see.
Maybe.
It could be Reggie White too. It could be Reggie White too.
And here's the thing.
I mean, but he could be an Eagle by what? Oh, he's got the contract now, so they have to maneuver him now.
Yeah, they would have to maneuver.
There was a lot of people were questioning it. Like, I think it sucks whenever this happens because we don't evaluate the player as if he was still a Cowboy. But like when he was a Cowboy, I was being told a million reasons why he isn't as good as he is, or he isn't the player to blah blah. But then, and yes, and I don't love the way it happens. I'm never going to because they operate business like shit. But when they do what is allegedly the right move to do, and it feels like it's not at least being met with that fairness. Whereas ultimately, yes, this is a stupid way to do business. But ultimately, I think moving this player, unfortunately, sucks, but might have been the right call. I don't know how much you get back overall. You still have to maneuver, but it probably was the right call to not go, because I think ultimately the Cowboys just end up getting worse, and then Parsons gets cut in like 2 years anyway.
I think that's the worst case scenario for both parties involved if he gets cut in 2 years, anyways. But
no, I'm talking about if he would have stayed as a Cowboy, like if he would stay a Cowboy, if the Cowboys pay him money, I think maybe in 2-3 years they cut him to save the money anyway.
That would also be kind of crazy too, considering his age, and that's the thing that we need to also take into consideration is this should never, and this isn't just a Cowboys thing. I think that's just a general football thing, right? No player entering their age 26 season who's accomplished at their position should be available under any circumstances, other than like maybe they are really just a pain in the ass to deal with in the locker room, or there is an injury that only that organization knows about that isn't being made, public to anybody. So if that is the case, then I guess, kudos for the result and just poo-poo for the process on how they got it, right?
Yeah, but, I mean, they're going into the season starting Javonte Williams as running back.
Yeah, and then just whoever at
a year after the South Carolina kid had to work himself out of being a undrafted free agent to become the starter.
Yeah. And I will say this, though. This will be something to monitor because one of my favorite I guess Cowboy guys to watch just because he just knows what he's talking about most of the time. Jeff Kavanaugh, he brought something up to my attention that I didn't realize was so prominent with a prominent problem that the Cowboys defense had. And that is when he was on the field, right? And I don't know if this is just through the course of his career, because it was just like a little thing that some people, report on Twitter, they aggregate. They don't give you the full context of what that person said, which was when he's on the field, Cowboys defense ranked number 1. When he was off the field, they were 32nd, right? So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out now that they will have no choice but to not have him, right? Because of course
they really never filled out the roster around it, so it does feel a little sketch.
The EPA stat? Was that what you just gave?
I'm not sure what I gave. I'm just saying what Jeff Kavanaugh said.
But did you see this? Did you see the stat that ESPN put up for Jerry? Because now I have to think ESPN was in on the take, because obviously now, right? But like they had a stat that, so because remember the trade happens and I'm watching college football under the ticker. I swear to God, they put Micah Parsons had 0 sacks or 1 sack in how many career playoff games? It was crazy work. I was crazy. No, again, this was a part of like criticism that was all over the place with Micah. But yeah, I mean, just like Jeff Kavanaugh picking that stat, I agree with him. Again, really good player. Feels like you're going to miss him. At the same time, they spent 0 effort filling out that defense other than getting lucky on Diggs for a year and Bland. And like, they never really put money or resources around him.
Diggs just had that wild-ass interception season out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That covers a lot.
It's just one of those things. And Bland is a really good player. I'm glad we got him extended. But like, even that was, he's not. You're just keeping, again, it makes you feel like, okay, Micah's pay grade is too much for the Cowboys, but people like Bland, they want like 3 or 4 of those guys to kind of fill that spot, which I don't know what that I think that's betting a lot on Dak and the receivers.
Yeah. It seems that's what it seems like. We'll see how it all ends up playing out.
Yeah,
bonkers thing to have to talk about. But you know what? Jerry did get what he wanted more than anything, which was the attention back from the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce engagement.
And
boy, did he get it.
Some people tried to comp him. There's 2 big trades. The Luka one, they tried to comp that. It's like on a smaller scale, obviously, I would say. And then the Herschel Walker one.
Well, in surprise.
The difference with the Herschel Walker one is you had someone who knew how to use those picks. So,
yeah. I mean, at this point, you're just hoping that they did the right business move and that they're going to continue to make the right business moves in the future. And of course, I do mean that on a graded curve, as working on Jerry and Steven's time, not on your typical sports time.
Yeah, sorry about that one. Well, enough of that. Let's finish up our predictions from last week, fellas. Let's go ahead and bring it up. What did we say we were going to do? We were going to do awards, right? And then where is this?
Wait, I need to get a handy dandy calculator out.
A little further to the right.
We're gonna do it. Yeah, we're doing awards, and we were doing.
I need to look at DraftKings, your official home of betting, no matter where you bet. And how
I'm looking at this. So
we're doing the odds for the point totals yet. I guess I'll do that tomorrow morning. As far as the odds for awards.
Gotcha. Honestly,
lines are always moving.
I tried to help a friend do a fantasy draft. I don't feel as if I was someone. I didn't help a lot, but I don't feel like I'm someone who I would ask that advice of myself. That's why I don't play fantasy.
It's not how my brain works. I like to play for fun, but I'm not good at it.
I also just don't really. My concept of who is in the NFL and around the NFL. The NFL gets a little boring, It's like, let me figure out who's the good teams and the bad teams. Of course, let me watch the soap opera of the Cowboys. And,
the injury factor the injury factor will really screw you.
Yeah.
Which is why I like the Dynasty League I'm in, except I put myself in the position of I'm gambling for the future, so I'm taking a lot of L's right now. So yeah, I guess I'll start with mine while y'all think.
Which one are we on? Awards?
Awards.
Yeah, we're on awards. So,
Which
like
one?
we did last year, we're doing predictions on MVP, Offensive Player of the
Oh,
Year,
yeah,
Defensive Player of the Year. Rookie.
Yeah, because
Rookie
last
of
time
the
I just
year.
picked a bunch of Cowboys because I didn't do this specifically, and I had no
Yeah,
reference
it sounds
of
like
who
that
was
might
in
be
the
happening
NFL.
again. So
Maybe this one.
The all Cowboy picks are hilarious.
Hey,
No, last year I was
it's,
so egregious.
You put it all
I can't
on
do that
black, and it might hit.
This one I could have fun with and spin and have a good time and do the we them Cowboys bit. But last year was egregious. I think I picked Cooper Beebe to be the offensive rookie of the year. Or Tyler Guyton or something.
You did Tyler Guyton. You had Nealand as defensive rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy as head coach of the year. He no longer coaches the team.
No longer in the NFL.
CeeDee Lamb offensive player of the year. I've seen crazier. Parsons crazier. Prescott a couple years ago would have been a better pick. And then Overshawn, unfortunately, didn't win comeback player of the year.
In fact, he might be
Overshown.
eligible again by the next time I see him.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
so look, ultimately I didn't pull up the odds because I didn't know who else was in the NFL. So I just went with the players I knew, and unfortunately the team I root for sucks. It happens. But I'm ready this year.
all right. Well, Patrick, you give us your lead off, and then we'll go to Becky, and then I'll go with mine.
I'm playing the numbers game on some of these, just trying to hit on some higher odds. I got Jaden Daniels as my most valuable player.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't like it. I don't like it
either.
I like the kid. I like
I
the
don't
team.
think
I don't
it's
know if I
going
like
to happen,
this.
but it's like it could. So
It could.
Okay.
I'll get some
Dak
decent odds
Prescott
on it.
also could win the MVP.
Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. That technically could.
I feel like Jaden Daniels' odds of playing the whole season are a little bit better. Am I going?
No,
am I
I-
going more? Am I doing my whole list?
No. I'll go MVP. As tempted as I am to go with Aaron Rodgers, or Dak Prescott, or Kyler Murray, or Brock Purdy, who are all funnily on this list, I think I'm going to go with Jumpin' Joe Burrow.
Not a bad idea.
They kept the receivers. They should be good offensively. Feels like he needs a little bounce back.
Do they have an offensive line? I don't know.
Who gives a
No.
shit? Throw the ball quick.
Caesar.
Yeah, no, I'm going with Lamar Jackson, the odds-on
Yeah.
favorite. Listen, last year he should have won it. Josh Allen got the here damn. You get the award, even though by every statistical measure, Lamar Jackson.
No.
Outplayed
We knew because there was a election. We knew that everyone had to bend the knee.
It looked like
The
it,
NFL
right?
was just ahead of the curve.
Yeah, and so this is the year Lamar Jackson yet again shows that he is, at least when it comes to the regular season, the top dog in the MVP discussion.
Would that be a third MVP for him?
That would be his third one. Yes, he should have gotten 3 straight, or no, it would have been 3 straight. But it would have been
Lamar's a good
back-to-back.
pick.
Yeah,
I just feel like he'll have a lot of them.
it.
Yeah, and he's going to put up passing yards, rushing yards, passing touchdowns, and rushing touchdowns. Like he is he should be the number one fantasy pick, depending on how you do your rules and stuff. But
Honestly, I still see a lot of. I was talking to this person about it. People really don't like drafting quarterbacks that high at all. It just never ever. And I'm just like, man, I don't understand
the
it.
way
It's
the
just
leagues
so-
work now. It's wide receivers and running backs.
Yeah.
even though
there are
the
some
person that
leagues-
touches the ball all the time,
There are some
part of
leagues that do like super tight ends, and they go super early because they just have these like extra buffs.
Don't ask me to be in the fantasy league unless we're drafting kickers first round. Okay.
I did in a free league use my 13th or 14th round pick on the Jacksonville kicker, hoping he hits a 70-yarder sometime this season.
No, you gotta. I always when I used to play, I like to be the first one. I got Dan Bailey so many times.
Someone already
early,
took
and it
Brandon
would pay
Aubrey
off.
in that league, but it was all people who listen to the Dumb Zone where he does like a show on there. So he was going to get a high pick.
Yeah, very fair.
All right. For offensive player of the year, I'm going with the mustard man himself, Bijan.
This is offensive player of the year.
Yes.
Right.
I almost went with Barkley, but he won it last year, right?
Yeah, I don't
Barkley,
think. I feel like
that wasn't.
I feel like the Eagles.
I don't think they're going to repeat that one unless he's.
I don't feel like spectacular out of the Eagles. I feel like competent, winning, grimy, mediocre games. Yeah. This is an interesting one. I am gonna go Homer here. I'm gonna choose Sedarian Lamb. For fun, because he is. Basically,
his hindrance is going to be: does Dak play a full season?
I don't even care. Honestly, Joe Milton is competent enough to throw the ball through him a couple times. CD just has to survive. We'll be good.
Cowboys go to the Super Bowl just throwing a bunch of 80-yard slants after touchbacks.
Honestly, there's so many times watching that boring ass team and it just sucked that I'm like, bro, just fucking throw the wide receiver screen. I don't even care if they know it's coming. I bet it's better than what's happening.
Oh God. All right.
Yeah.
I got Jahmyr Gibbs. He had a breakout. He had a breakout season last year, and I think if Saquon Barkley doesn't join the 2,000-yard rushing club, right, and just dominated the way that he did, I think Jahmyr Gibbs would have gotten some serious consideration for Offensive Player of the Year last year. I don't see why he doesn't get it this year as well. I think he's going to have even more of a focal point of that offense. And, Jahmyr Gibbs, my Offensive Player of the Year.
Full disclosure, I would have gone Homer with Jefferson if he wasn't missing so many games just to start the year. So
I also was tempted, but then I recalled.
I can't do a Homer pick, honestly.
For my Defensive Player of the Year, I changed this out from my initial pick.
I saw who the number one is now betting.
So now I have Micah Parsons.
Who won last year?
Was it TJ Watt?
Yeah, that sounds right. No, because one of us did. You picked him and he didn't get it. So I'm running back my Micah Parsons pick because I think it'll be really funny if he does it with the Packers.
Let me see. It was.
Hate it.
Oh, it was Patrick Surtain.
No, Oh wow. Okay, I got it. Then it's easy. I'm going the opposite direction of how this offseason went. Myles Garrett.
Ooh, interesting.
Well, yeah. Go ahead. Well,
obviously, I have to hate watch the Packers. I mean, I already picked them to win the division before they cucked me, but so like I don't have any. I have to live with that. So like I'm still going to root against that pick. I'm going to be happy to root against that pick.
Well,
you have to pick the NFC North pit winner, right?
Oh, we got a top 5 draft pick.
Well, you know what? I also picked Myles Garrett. I think he's due. Honestly, they have nothing else to play for in Cleveland, so might as well just go ahead.
Hutchinson is tempting, but he's got to do the recovery too.
I love that they could use a QB rotation, like a starting pitching rotation this year if they wanted.
That's what honestly, this is what I've been trying
Every
to pitch
week.
you about the Browns. Is like maybe they're going to be the funniest good team of the season.
Either you do like Flacco for the first half, and then you let the other guys just kind of come in and see what happens. Try to figure out who you actually like for the future.
That'd be so mad. I feel like that would be so maddening as a player, though, because you're just like, Jesus. You go from Flacco to like
any rhythm.
Yeah, at all. No rhythm offense.
But yeah, so next on the list, Offensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going to go with Camuel Ward. I don't know if Cam's short for anything.
I'm going to say Samuel.
Cool. I would guess Cameron, if anything, but
it is
Cam Ward of the Tennessee Titans. Just because I don't know most of the rookie offensive
Who ended up drafting
well.
Hampton? I wanted Hampton to be a Cowboy. So, and I liked him going to the Chargers.
And I think he's a pretty decent odds-on favorite.
Yeah, Travis Hunter's crazy, dude. I saw people were picking Travis Hunter high in fantasy.
I just don't trust.
I can't.
McMillan is in Arizona, right?
Couldn't tell you.
No, McMillan. He went to Carolina.
Oh, fuck.
where he might be their best player.
Yeah,
on
but
offense.
you know what I mean. Okay. I guess I'm gonna bet on the Heisman and go with Genty and hope that the Raiders didn't just draft a bust.
Yeah, the preseason tape didn't look very good, but who knows? Maybe they were just I don't know, just fucking around, I guess.
Well, is Omarion Hampton doing that much better? I don't give a shit about preseason. I don't pretend like preseason doesn't exist like the NFL is.
They did technically list him as number 2 on the depth chart, but I
Who,
did see
Genty or Hampton.
But then I saw people being like, "Well, they do that with rookies a lot for week 1, so who knows?
Who's ahead?
I don't know."
Oh, okay. You weren't looking at the depth chart. Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and go there because Cam Ward in Tennessee seems like that's a tough one. I like Travion Henderson. Who got him?
Well, now I'm seeing Omarion Hampton as 1. Oh, they also have Najee Harris. So.
Oh, that's tough though. Yeah, I don't like that they got Najee Harris because he's not that good, but he's competent and the right age. So it feels like lean towards him on the touches heavy to start.
Yeah, and Travion Henderson is a Patriot. Ooh.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm taking Genty's. Fuck it. Screw it. This is a lot of bad options.
Right.
I'm taking Genty.
Caesar?
Ibuka? Who got Ibuka? Chicago?
Abuka?
Yeah, Emeka Ibuka?
Emeka Abuka? I don't
Bucks.
remember. The Bucks.
Tampa. Baker's throwing to him? No, still.
No, he's going to be buried behind the 2 established guys already.
Tyler Warren with the Colts, I'm also interested in because it feels like that's a team that's going to need their tight end a lot, but I'm still going to stay with Genty.
That's fair.
Somehow worse odds than Shadur Sanders. I understand how betting works. Caesar, who you got for Offensive Rookie of the Year?
I have Cam Ward as well. Listen, he's going to play he's definitely going to play the most snaps out of any of these rookies. He might just be competent enough to win the award. Like, as a quarterback, you don't even have to be that impressive. You just have to be competent, and you might get the award handed to you.
It's like, yeah, which other QBs are even starting? And
you're not. There's no competition. Jackson Dart, unless Jackson Dart's good.
Is he actually starting?
He's not.
And he's like Tyler Shough.
Who the fuck is starting
in New York?
I forgot completely about Russell Wilson, dude.
Don't worry.
And even then, Jackson Dart's still a third. I'm pretty sure he's behind. He's behind Jameis Winston on the depth chart as well.
Is Tyler Shough starting for the Saints?
No, he's not.
Yeah, dude, that guy sucks.
He's got better odds than
Rattler.
He's got better odds than Shador. Tyler Shough does for rookie.
Shador's
gonna. Well, yeah, Shador's like buried on the depth chart.
Well, I know, but it's funny because Shador is like higher than guys who are actually going to be playing.
Shador's he's gonna be a superstar this year. MVP.
All right. Defensive Rookie of the Year. I have the favorite on this one because I couldn't bring myself to pick someone else. So Abdul Carter, New York Giants.
Yeah, that's fair, man. I mean, you look at the defensive line of the Giants, and you're like, damn, that might be the best starting 4 defensive linemen in the league if Kayvon Thibodeau makes that next leap, right? And so you're just like, Abdul Carter might just get a lot of free rushes just because of the attention everybody else is going to get.
And yeah, I'd consider picking Hunter, but then I still don't trust knowing that they know how they're going to use him yet till they actually see it.
Or how do you really measure how successful that season is as a corner / whatever.
He's got like 10 picks and 10 touchdowns on offense.
Who the fuck does Mikael Williams play for?
Who he 49ers. San Francisco.
Oh, really? San Fran got okay.
Is that really not pronounced Michael?
I really think I don't know, maybe.
I don't know.
I think Caesar has every right to be a homer here, right? You have Jihad. Didn't you get Jihad? Or did you get a different Jihad?
We drafted Jihad Campbell, yes.
Okay. Because that one's just like, why would you not? Chris Paul Jr. also getting a lot of love here on this. But way down. I think it's just because of the name. Mason Graham. Who drafted Mason Graham? Someone good, right? Or was he just
someone good? You think it's someone good? You want to lock that answer in?
No.
Cleveland Browns.
Oh, he got drafted to Cleveland?
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
guess to be fair,
I'll double down.
Their defense
I'll
is
double
actually
down.
pretty good. So.
Yeah, I'll double down on Mason Graham then.
Mason
All right, give me
Graham.
the fat white boy.
He does get to
Sees?
play next to. He gets to play next to
Miles.
Miles Garrett.
Although,
yeah,
trust me, I thought about going with Donovan Ezuriaku. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but now that
Ezuraku?
Micah's gone, I will definitely learn.
Yeah.
yeah. For my
Plus
pick,
2,200, not the worst odds.
yeah. Believe it or not, I did not go homer on this one. I went Abdul Carter as well, and the reason being is because Nakobe Dean seems to be all signs are pointing to him coming back by week 5, and he himself was playing at a damn near all-pro level last season.
But can he stop Jihad?
Maybe, who knows? Jihad did from what I was paying attention to in training camp, it did take him quite a bit of time to kind of ramp up in this defense, which does ask a lot of its linebackers. However, I heard a lot of positive things on the back half of training camp regarding him, so I'm like, ooh, I kind of want to. I just don't know if our defensive line will be good enough to keep the
Do you think there was a chance that they drafted and stashed him a bit, maybe to get more compensation out of a team, say, I don't know, Buffalo?
No, that's not the MO for Howie.
Right. You just don't think Buffalo would pay extra for Jihad?
No.
Okay.
As much as I think, they're in on these bits, I don't think they would have been in on a bit in real life.
They don't have the Chargers PR team.
Yeah, they don't.
For head coach of the year, this is my one homer pick, Kevin O'Connell. He's going to take J.J. McCarthy, win the division, and you're going to have to accept that he's the best.
This coach of the year odds is fucking hilarious. Frankly, I'm pissed off Schottenheimer's not higher because I'm looking at a lot of funny names at the top of this.
I don't even see Schottenheimer at.
He said plus 20 to 2,500. Okay. I've got the whole. I think this has all of them listed. Andy Reid is the least likely. Nick Sirianni the least likely, which I guess makes sense to some extent. But
they would have to go undefeated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin O'Connell at plus 5,000.
My rankings have it goes Vrabel, Johnson, Cohen, Gannon. I've got freaking I've got Jonathan
Gannon, but he's like
Gannon
outside the top
4.
10 on Vegas odds.
They got him. DraftKings got him at top 4. I'm gonna go serious talk here. I'm gonna go Pete Carroll.
Fair.
That's a nice dark horse pick. Because honestly, all he has to do, listen, if Pete Carroll gets the Vegas Raiders to 9-8, with how bad they were last season,
it does feel like a tough season though for them because it feels like this is the year the Chargers are good. Obviously, we expect the Chiefs to be competent. Do 3 teams make it? Broncos can regress. I'll believe that, but even then, that might not be the case. So.
Yeah, I'm not as sold on the Chargers as everybody else, so I think they're not going to be that good.
But the Chargers can't keep being this useless. They got to at least make the playoffs once.
I completely forgot Kevin O'Connell won Coach of the Year last year. Can I change my pick?
Wait, he was what? He was head coach of the year last year?
Yeah.
He won last year? Oh no, you're sold in, man. You already said it on there.
Okay.
Right.
I'm just kidding. Go for it.
Back to back. He has really low odds.
I just don't think it's coming. Well, yeah, on my
list, he has worse odds than the eventual
right
coach of the year, Brian Schottenheimer.
See, on Vegas Insider, he's got better odds than Schottenheimer. But I'm going to move my pick to good old, you know him, you love him, can never be disappointed by. God, this list is awful. I don't want to pick anyone at the top of this list.
I know, dude. Ben Johnson is the best option, but you wouldn't even like that because it's Chicago.
Nope, fuck it. I'm keeping Kevin O'Connell.
All right. Caesar? Yeah, so I'm also going on a limb here. I'm picking Aaron Glenn.
That's good.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think that was who I was leaning towards after Pete.
I feel like head coach of the year is maybe somehow the most difficult one to get, so you might as well swing for numbers.
I'm swinging for the fences here. If he can get them to competent, if he gets them to 8-1, he wins head coach of the year. If he can get, a full consistent season out of Justin Fields, he wins head coach of the year. If that defense just doesn't fall apart like it did all year last year, head coach of the year.
You know what also I think about with Coach of the Year? I feel like JG's got like one or two of these under his belt.
Jason Garrett?
Didn't he nab one? Because isn't it usually just given to the best like I think he got one for the Dak and Zeke year.
Let's see.
Assistant Coach of the Year 2007, NFL Coach of the Year 2016.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
He got one for Dak and Zeke. Yeah.
He got one of them.
Because Romo went down.
Okay. Kevin O'Connell won the AP NFL Coach of the Year. Is that the same thing?
Oh, God.
Jason Garrett also won the AP one.
Oh,
I think
God.
it is the same thing.
They're listed differently on Wikipedia, so.
Oh, Jesus. But yeah, so, in the NBA, they had the famous string of coaches win it and then get fired within the next season. So it is an interesting award throughout sports.
And lastly, we have the Comeback Player of the Year award, a.k.a. the
I can be a homer here.
What was his name? Who's the guy who died on the field?
Damar
Hamlin. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, just so you know, Kevin O'Connell at the NFL honors was still recognized as the head coach of the year. So the AP one is the one that I guess.
Yeah, okay, it's just the people who wrote the separate Wikipedia articles use different things. Anyways, for my Damar Hamlin Comeback Player of the Year, I'm gonna go with Trevor Lawrence coming back from being miserable to maybe he'll get some Travis Hunter touchdowns. Maybe he'll look decent.
That's good.
Interesting. Bethy, who you got?
I think I have to be a homer here because there's going to be a huge bias towards giving it to this guy. It's going to be him or Aiden Hutchinson that are going to be the most biased because obviously Dak, I'm picking Dak. Dak gets the bump for being a Cowboy. Aiden Hutchinson gets the bump for having an injury, a severe injury during a Cowboys ass whooping. And so basically I think it'll be between those guys. And I think the Dakota Make It Rain Prescott will win the Comeback Player of the Year because people will be like, oh, we love Dakota. Ain't it great whenever he's helping the Cowboys win games?
Yeah, so I'm going to go. I actually had a hard time on this one because I wanted to pick Chris Godwin because he had a pretty big traumatic injury. Yeah,
I mean that's
and
fair,
he is a focal point in their offense. Like he is the number 2 behind Evans. However,
the other kid now, right?
Yeah, they have the other kid, and you just don't know. Did he tear his Achilles or what? I forget what his injury was. This makes me.
I'm looking it up.
And Dak wasn't even injured last year. Dak just didn't want to.
It was an ankle injury. Yeah, it was a dislocated ankle, I believe. So yeah, that fucked him up. But anyway,
dislocated ankle, miserable sounding.
Oh yeah. But with that said, I'm gonna go with Aiden Hutchinson. I just think because he is the focal point of that defense, and there is a lot of pressure on this Detroit Lions team to make up for the loss of Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. You're going to have to see some guys like him step up, and he was playing lights out before that injury. So maybe I'm just banking on him picking up where he left off.
All right. I thought about doing J.J. McCarthy, but I figure I'll just let him have a normal season without the pressure of that behind him,
We should also not have...
He's not a rookie. We're talking comeback player.
No, I know, but the NBA, he's a rookie.
Yeah, and he might technically be. You're right. I don't know, but I didn't see him on the odds list. So,
I mean, if you didn't play a single game,
I think we answered this with Overshawn. I think I asked that question and we figured it out with Overshawn. I think I don't think the NFL finds it like that.
He played only 8 games last year. I forgot all about that.
Dakota?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that roster was trash, bro. He was like, fuck. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking kidding. Don't stew. This isn't. It's not.
This is parody.
If it is the truth, I wouldn't be that mad. I get it.
Yeah,
it wasn't a very good roster.
Well, there you go, everybody. That's our predictions for the awards. We'll keep track of this as the year progresses, and hopefully, our buddy Jesus takes part in this side as well as we challenge him in the PTR versus Jesus. Who knows ball? We do. I'm still thinking up of the full name for that. But anyway, let's get to the end of this, shall we, gentlemen? With the watch it, skip it, train wreck. I don't know, Patrick, if you have any sound effects, but if not, we can just keep going.
Micah Parsons, Jerry Jones, Geno Smith, Las Vegas, Russell Wilson, New York Giants, Tush Push in Philly, Aaron Rodgers, Pittsburgh Steelers, Carlisle Group, 1T Partners, JC Treader, Pablo Torre, NFLPA. TJ Watt, paid lots, Max Crosby, Miles Garrett, Bengals, Trey Hendrickson, and T. Kelsey got engaged. Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl, Dallas has a new coach, 49ers, window closing, Lynch and Kyle, goodbye. Watch it, skip it, train wreck. Caesar's always telling us which games to watch in. Watch it, skip it, train wreck. Cause we can't decide which network gets our eyes.
I love that. That was beautiful.
Are you gonna update that throughout the season?
The question is, do I just run with that song the whole season?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, fair enough. That makes my job a lot easier, hopefully.
Yeah, dude, that's what that song exists for. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever heard the Fall Out Boy version? They updated it.
No, I saw that it existed
great.
while I was working on this one.
Now, if
It's an
you want-
interesting listen.
you can do a different one for the playoffs. Do you have like a playoff song? And that way,
What are
you
we
don't have to think
skipping?
about it.
Are we skipping playoff games?
Hey man, listen, some of those playoff games are not worth your time. But
I
anyway,
feel like a lot of those involve the Vikings and the Giants.
Hey, bro, there's a
team
game
that,
on YouTube this week. What the fuck?
any team that comes from the AFC North is really not worth watching. Oh, well, not really, not any team that comes from the AFC North. It just depends. Some matchups are just gross, right? Like that, like a Miami's Dolphins playoff game, you can absolutely skip because you know what's going to happen. Anyway, it's the watch it, skip it, train wreck. Oh man, it is week 1, y'all. By the very nature of it being week 1, it's been 200 plus days since a regular season NFL game. Shouldn't all these games be watch it? No, you'd be wrong, because some of these teams are garbage and are not worth your time. Some of these teams are an absolute mess, but just because they're a mess doesn't mean you can't, peek and see what's going on. Henceforth, a train wreck, right? But let's get on to the thing that we want to know more. What game should we watch the most? Now, the homer in me should tell you this right here. The Philadelphia Eagles are defending their Super Bowl reign week 1 at home against the hated Dallas Cowboys in a very rare early season matchup between both these teams, right? This is just not something that happens often between these two squads. However, it's the very, very first game of the season. It's probably going to have the most eyes of almost all the regular season games. You're probably going to watch it anyway. You have some morbid curiosity about the Micah Parsons storyline. Can Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles offense make up for a lot of the losses that are happening on the defensive side of the ball? Does Saquon Barkley get the Madden curse? There's a lot of things that you want to see. You'll probably have your eyes tuned. So, as the de facto must-watch game, let me give you a different one, a different must-watch game, and it is the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens in an early season matchup. Two of the top QBs in the league going up one-on-one, mano-a-mano. God, that's going to be so good. These guys, the Baltimore Ravens are itching for another chance to get one back on the Buffalo Bills. It may not be in the playoffs, but damn it, if they can do it in the regular season, I'm sure they will. So that is my most must-watch game. Gentlemen, do you have something that you want to offer instead, or are you kind of like on the same wavelength as me as Buffalo and Baltimore?
No, dude, what are you talking about? Dolphins, Colts.
You're a sicko, an absolutely sick man, forever bringing that up. Although I guess whatever. Anyway, Patrick.
I mean, yeah, that's a solid pick. I might throw Detroit, Green Bay in there because those are both supposed to be pretty good teams. Obviously, we're going to see Micah Parsons week 1.
First hate watch of the year. Got to do it.
And then personally, obviously, Minnesota, Chicago. It's first Monday Night Football game of the year, baby. And if you like quarterbacks that we have no idea how they're going to play, this is the game for you.
Oh, yeah. Nothing like some non-established quarterbacks.
Honestly, in another universe, I probably would have picked Vikings-Bears, but I don't want to sound disrespectful to the Vikings, but I am very intrigued by mid quarterbacks or potentially bad quarterbacks. We don't really know.
We don't know yet.
It could be both actually really good. Yours are very young. I am very excited to watch Tua versus Daniel Jones, though.
No, you're not. No, you're not. There's no way. But you know what? Before we get to that, because I do want to touch upon that game actually in a little bit, it's time for the skip it. Now, skip it. And like I said, it's the first game of the season. Why would you skip this? Because if you value your time as a human being on this planet, you know that the time that we have is finite. Why would you waste it on bad football or uninteresting teams or just teams that you just don't like, right? And my skip it's are a little bit of both. With my first suggestion for the audience to skip is the Arizona Cardinals against the New Orleans Saints. We know what's happening in fucking New Orleans. They're not going to try to win football games. All right, there's going to be nothing interesting about them on offense. All right, their defense, it's just going to be whatever. There's just nothing there. It's just a bad team. And Arizona is just going to be a mediocre team at best. Listen, Kyler Murray is who he is now. A lot of excellent tools as a quarterback in terms of his ability to throw and run. However, he's never put it together for a full season, and probably never will, especially not in Arizona where careers go to die. So skip that game. Not worth your time unless you're a Cardinals fan or you're Kyler Murray's fan, I guess. I don't know.
Kyler Murray.
And then the other one, listen. Do we really need to see Russell Wilson in 2025? The New York Giants, right? Does anybody really want to see the New York Giants offense just sputter around, dicks in their hand, no idea what to do against a Washington that has a lot of turnover from last year? It's still one of the older rosters in the league. Yeah, Jaden Daniels, electrifying. He's definitely worth watching. But the rest of that team is not, outside of him and Scary Terry. So for that, and plus I hate both teams. Well, I hate the Giants more than I hate Washington, but things might turn around now that Jaden Daniels is bringing them to some level of competence. I'm putting this on the skip it. But I'm always willing to listen to more opinions from the
I feel like my choice is Kansas City versus the Chargers on Friday on YouTube. Not intentionally, but by virtue of just being like, oh, fuck, I forgot about that.
You might accidentally skip it. You're like, oh, shit, I didn't know that game was on.
You're just like, oh, fuck. All right. Well, that looked like the game.
Fair. All right. Patrick,
I think
you got something you
Kansas
want
City, Kansas City and Chargers is the ultimate skip it game.
I disagree with that one, but I get it. The fact is that it's being on YouTube TV on a Friday night.
I just don't think there's any. I mean, I guess
I think it's just on YouTube.
You can be interested in seeing if the Chiefs what they're going to look like coming back, but that's not much to me. And I kind of feel like we already know the Chargers are a decent but not great and not terrible team.
Fair enough. All right. Well, now it's time for the train wreck. Now, this is the more ambiguous.
Are you going to watch? It's iShowSpeed is hosting it.
No. Now that you said that, the kid seems to have like a good head on his shoulders, but like I'm good. Anyway,
so it's on YouTube. It is on YouTube TV. It's also on whatever NFL Plus is.
The fuck is NFL Plus?
So you're gonna have options.
All right.
Oh, it's the Brazil game.
Oh, okay. All right.
Brazil nuts.
Well,
Wait, they're
anyway.
playing Brazil game week 1? Am I
Yeah, they
right?
did that last year.
too.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
And
and
so everything else is a train wreck.
not necessarily.
Oh.
Not necessarily. Everything else could be open to interpretation. Listen, the train wreck, however, I have two. I have two games that I think are going to be train wrecks for very differing reasons. This is one of them is going to be the mid-off train wreck, all right, where these two middling teams that might just actually be bad and by the end of the year. And then the other one is just a stoppable force meets a movable object. The first one, though, it's Indianapolis and Miami. I think that's going to be an absolute train wreck of a game.
And
One
why
way or
we're tuning
another.
in.
Yeah, listen, I have this morbid curiosity of seeing how the whole Indy benching Anthony Richardson for Daniel Jones is going to play out. And then on the other side, you have the Miami Dolphins, who, when Tua is actually healthy, they're decent. And then when he's not, it is the worst team in the NFL to watch. I have a morbid curiosity of how that game's going to play out in week 1. Like, are we going to see just bad, boring football? Are we going to see a blowout? Because Miami does start off the season pretty hot. I don't know. So that's why I put it on the train wreck. I don't think it's bad enough to skip. I don't think it's good enough to be a must-watch. But I think there's plenty of elements that makes you want to kind of tune in and just kind of keep track of the game. And then my other game, the one where I said the stoppable force meets the movable object, it's the Cincinnati Bengals at the Cleveland Browns. All right, come on. You have the Cincinnati Bengals coming with one of the worst defenses in the NFL last year. They don't really do anything to make it better this year, right? You have the whole drama with their defensive ends not being signed, and then they finally get them both signed. And then you have the Cleveland Browns. That offense, their answer to everything was Joe Flacco in the year 2025. Now, Joe Flacco has this late career era. Joe Flacco has these stretches where he just plays lights out football. It's not sustainable because he's just making fuck it. Someone's down there got type of throws. And then eventually the wheels fall off, and then you're reminded why Joe Flacco just can't hold down a starting job in 2025. Something's got to give, right? Like that defense versus that offense. Because the other side around, it feels a little bit more fair, right? That Cincinnati Bengals offense against that Cleveland Browns defense, that feels like a fair fight. The other one doesn't really feel that fair to the audience, to the viewing eyes. So that's why that game, I think, is going to be an absolute dumpster fire, train wreck of a watch. Fellas, how you feeling? What are we thinking? Hit me with it, Beth Key.
It's week 1. There's only one team that you go to when you need a train wreck, and that's Dallas Cowboys. I didn't even say I still picked them to win. Just facts are facts.
I thought there were two real ones. I think Las Vegas at New England has a chance to be a train wreck. I don't think it will be, but I think it has a chance. I think the real train wreck is your game in Denver with Tennessee and Denver.
I think that one's going to be boring, to be honest.
I think it'll be an ugly one.
Make that rookie look hella good.
I think it'll be an ugly one, but we'll see.
It's going to be ugly for Cam Ward because that Denver defense is going to be smothering.
First NFL game in the elevation.
Yep.
Although I guess I don't know what Brazil's. I don't know Sao Paulo's.
Coming off the defensive player of the year, allegedly, apparently. Pretty impressive for a secondary player.
Sao Paulo, Brazil is only 2,500 feet above sea level. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, this can't be that bad compared to Denver. Yeah, I mean, I guess see why. There are some things that might be interesting in that game. That's why I didn't necessarily put it in the train wreck.
It's tough. It's week 1. We think we know which teams are terrible, and we know which ones are pretty bad, probably, but we don't know just how bad everyone is yet.
Exactly.
But we do have a really strong suspicion that the Saints suck extra special.
I mean, yeah, Miami and Indianapolis is also probably a good call.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I feel money about that one. And yeah, well, that concludes the watch it, skip it train wreck portion. And this year, as we try to do a more broad focus of the league, right? Instead of just focusing on our 3 teams, bouncing back and forth. One thing that I want to do is I want to preview the most must-watch game of the week. It's coincidentally going to be Dallas, Philadelphia. So I'm going to bring you guys a little bias and a whole lot of preview for this game. I'm going to kick it off right now. All right. So home game for the Philadelphia Eagles, away game for the Dallas Cowboys. The QB matchups are set. You know who it's going to be, right? This is going to be a team, or this is going to be a game that's going to be highlighted around the offensive pieces on both sides of the ball, or on both sides of the field, right? Dallas Cowboys, you have CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, George Pickens, and honestly, I don't know who the Dallas Cowboys' third receiver is going to be, but I imagine that he's going to get a lot of work.
Oh, crap. What's his name?
Because wasn't there a competition for that position this year, if I'm not mistaken, for the starting slot?
Oh God, what's his name?
Jalen Tolbert.
What? No, no. It'll be Mighty Mouse.
Kevontae Turpin's going to be the starting slot receiver.
Yeah,
it's
they're not gonna give it to.
It's CD. It's CD. Honestly, I think people thought Tolbert might get shipped out.
CD Pickens.
This is his last opportunity. Pickens, and then it's yeah.
Oh wow, they're only running with 4 wide receivers on the.
Where's Hunter Lipke fitting in?
Where's what? Hunter Lipke? Did he make the final roster? Did they?
He did.
Yeah,
he's listed on here.
Yeah, hell yeah! Fucking that white boy's cold.
I heard someone say that he's the best like pure football player on the team.
I don't know what that is, but I love it.
Like he's the most usable, like you can put him in a lot of places.
Is he linebacker too?
Well, at least on the offense.
Yeah,
maybe
quarterback.
I
if you want to run some wishbone style offense, maybe
right. Well, listen, you got Dak, you got at running back. That one's going to be interesting because you have Miles Sanders going up against the Philadelphia Eagles, former Eagle himself, as the starting running back. But Jaden Blue is going to create a lot of curiosity amongst Cowboy fans who also are.
Jaden Blue is nice. Oh, did Phil Maffa make the final? That's also one I had to look at. I'm going to look at the Cowboys depth chart. You go. That was just me.
Yeah. No, go for it. All right. So you have that on that side of the ball, right? Now, there's still some questions about that offensive line. Last year was not great. But this year, there is, you have still some questions, but you know that
Mingo's on the roster too, but he's hurt.
What's up?
Mingo is still on the roster, but he's hurt.
Okay. You have Tyler Booker, the rookie out of Alabama. It's gonna be interesting to see how he
Tyler
plays.
Booker's fucking awesome, dude. But yeah, this offensive line, the 3 Tylers commence.
The 3 Tylers.
The 3 Tylers, a Terrence and a Cooper.
Yeah,
basically, if Terrence Steele isn't good this year, they're just going to take him out behind the barn. And Cooper Beebe's probably fine, but if there's any position that could be replaced by any of the backups, it's probably that one. TJ Bass, also an interesting guy to throw into that. He won't start, but if anyone sucks, he probably gets inserted quickly. The rest of those guys, I don't know who the fuck they are. I think they're all rookies.
Yeah, oh God, yeah, no, that depth chart is not inspiring a whole bunch of confidence on the back end. But most
right there is development. You know what I mean? You don't understand what it's like to see an apple before it gets ripe.
Oh, I know, I do.
Jesus has picked Dallas to win Week 1.
Dallas Cowboys. Well, yeah,
of course he would. It's Jesus. Oh, is he putting in all his teams right now?
Yeah,
I see
I'm watching him happen. Yeah,
in live time.
Nice.
This is great. All right.
That's Jacob doing it.
No, I am not. I am currently.
That would be a funny bit.
Cowboys superstar list of players.
All right. Well, let's look on the other side, right? On the other side of the ball for the Dallas Cowboys, it's going to be interesting to see what they do now that Michael Parsons is gone, because now you're starting Sam Williams, Kenny Clark,
Really nice, and then comes off an ACL.
Yeah, and then you have Dante Fowler Jr.
You like that because he played well, but he is just sort of a mercenary. But again, I mean, it makes sense that they had insurance for this guy. His Fowler will definitely get a lot of that look. Solomon Thomas is funny, but that's adding to your DT. Mozzie Smith, you wonder if he even makes the roster by the end of the year. Oprah Winfrey's cousin, he was doing really good, but he got hurt. So you wonder if he ends up replacing Mozzie at one point.
Yeah, I still have questions about the spine of this defense in the middle, even with the addition of Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark doesn't make.
What do you know about Jack Sanborn?
Not much. Not as much.
That sounds like a sick linebacker name. Wisconsin. I think he played for Eberflus, and he's in his 4th season.
Jack Sanborn. That's the name.
Oh, fuck. I forgot. Bro, preseason is so fake, dude. Please don't tell me it's not. I forgot Kenneth Murray is on this roster.
Oh,
no. I forgot. The worst part about this team. See,
Kenneth Murray is starting.
No. See, you guys don't understand. You guys are missing out on the true bullshit of this roster. The thing that's really going to drive Cowboys fans insane. You guys are looking at the glitz and the glamour. I'm looking at another year of safety tandem Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker.
Well, we were getting there at some point.
Not thrilled.
But yeah, let's look at the secondary now, shall we? You have Kyer Elam on one end, Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker in the safeties, like you mentioned. But that's why I said the spine of the defense. The safeties do kind of occupy the back end of the spine. And then Trayvon Diggs on the other outside with Deron Bland manning the nickel position.
The defense.
Yeah, that is going to be a real suspect team on defense. All right, now let's look up what they're going to be facing up against the Philadelphia Eagles, because there's been some changes to this team. Nothing too notable on the offensive side of the ball. The Philadelphia Eagles have lost Micah Becton to the Chargers, but in comes Tyler Steen, who's been on the team now for 3 seasons. Not a small guy himself. I believe he's like 6'6", 321. The Eagles love themselves just gigantic guys in playing guard. So he comes in there, play next to Cam Jurgens, Landon Dickerson. There was questions about his health going into this game, but he is healthy, or as healthy as he can be going into week 1. And then you already know who the starting position players are. It's Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert. And then in the slot is Jahan Dotson. A lot of first-round talent all up and down that team. First-round, second-round picks everywhere there. And then they're adding a fullback in Ben Van Sumeren. He played well before an ACL injury robbed him of a season, but it's now the defensive side of the ball that we need to talk about, because this is where the Eagles are taking, I think, a couple steps back. Last year, they were a top 10 unit. This year, I'm hoping they're an average defense, because you lose Milton Williams, you lose Josh Sweat and Brandon Graham, right? And you lose Darius Slay, you lose Isaiah Rodgers. These are all key contributors to that Super Bowl run. And so who steps in and takes their place? Well, Moro Ojomo, Texas Longhorn himself, now takes over for Milton Williams. You go in with Nolan Smith Jr., who had a breakout end of season, second half of the season, postseason run. He looked great. Tore his triceps in the Super Bowl, but before that happened, he was looking really disruptive. A lot of expectations for him to take the next step in his evolution. Plays next to Jalen Carter. We know how good Jalen Carter can be. So there's still there is some questions, but now you have some decent backup rotation players in Azeez Ojulari and Ogbo Okoronkwo. I think I said his name right. And as well as Byron Young. Not as great as last year's backups, because a lot of last year's backups are now starting. But hey, we'll see how that goes. Ty Robinson, the draft pick out of Nebraska, he looked great all summer long for the Eagles, so I have some high expectations for him. But now we get into the linebacking core. Zach Bond, all-pro season last year in his first year as a starter in the NFL. He's going to be playing next to, believe it or not, it's not Jahad Campbell. He's not the starting linebacker in week 1. It's Jeremiah Trotter Jr. It'll be interesting to see how they play next to each other, but I imagine as the season progresses, Jihad will overtake Jeremiah Trotter. And then you have Jalix Hunt, the other outside linebacker, who's going to be more of a rush end. We'll see how he plays. I think that the offensive tackles for the Dallas Cowboys will primarily be able to lock him down. I'm a little bit more confident in the rest of the defensive line on the outside and the inside in this matchup. And now on the outside for the secondary, that's where I have some concerns. Quinyon Mitchell, I think he's going to be great. I think he's in for an all-pro season if he stays healthy. And then it's question marks after Reed Blankenship because you have Sidney Brown, not Andrew Makuba, the Texas Longhorn great, starting. Sidney Brown, oh my God, it's like a linebacker playing safety, and that worries me. Great for run defense, bad for everything else. And then you have 30-year-old Adoree Jackson. That man, I saw him get cooked by the Philadelphia Eagles for many years. I'm worried. I'm worried about him being the number 2 corner in Philadelphia opposite Quinyon Mitchell. They had hopes of Keely Ringo winning that position. He did not. Keely Ringo looked awful in training camp and in preseason. And so there was talks of maybe moving Cooper DeJean, the guy who got the pick 6 against Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, moving to the outside. Nope. He's going to be that utility, do all, everything nickel corner. And I'm excited about that one. So those are the players. How are they going to play? Listen, it's week 1. Week 1 with Nick Sirianni has always been.
Did you break down the kickers and the punters?
I didn't know if you wanted that. I can do that for you because this is a pretty good kicker matchup. Well, you have a solid kicker in Jake Elliott, has been for many years, even though he had a bit of a down season last season. For the most part, he's been known as Jake the Make. And then
Brandon Aubrey clears.
Absolutely. Brandon Aubrey has been the better kicker of the two during the same span of time. And yeah, I mean, Bandit, you just have one really good kicker, one really great kicker. The punters, I'm not actually that
Brian Anger, bro. Do not disrespect Brian Anger. In this
I don't know anything about him, so you got to tell me. You got to tell me about. I don't keep track of punters like that.
Well,
his nickname is Banger, so that's all you need to know.
Fuck yeah! You know what? He clears. I don't care who the Eagles punter is. If your name,
he literally just can sign everything as Banger. That's awesome.
If that's his nickname, then listen. The punting game,
B Anger, right? So Banger.
Banger.
Literally B Anger.
Initial B. Banger. Last name.
And then the final thing that I think is really going to decide this one, long snapper.
We don't have one.
That guy's name. I feel bad.
The Eagles don't have a long snapper.
Sieg, yeah. Zeeg.
What do you do? Just fucking the ball just levitates? It's by
no,
committee.
so
everybody has to fucking
So they have
the kicker does like when you're playing with your friends and like just does that with the ball and runs back.
So let me tell you.
Turned out to be the most interesting fact about the Eagles I did not know. What people don't have long snappers.
So when
the left guard actually throws it forward over his head.
Yeah. So when
like a bouquet.
When the Eagles announced their 53-man roster, everybody pointed out in Eagles fandom, where the fuck is the long snapper? Because they didn't announce one. So they are going into the season, as far as I'm aware, unless something's changed since the last time I checked. They are going in with, if you're aware, you have elevations from the practice squad. So they have 4 elevations. They're going to use that first one for Charlie
4 per
Hewlett.
year.
Yeah, they're going to elevate their long snapper who's on the practice squad.
Right. But is it 4 per year? How many do you get?
You get 4 per player, I believe.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, so each player gets 4 elevations.
Got you.
And I don't know if that carries forward. So say you, I guess it wouldn't, because if you sign somebody else's practice squad player, you're putting him on your active roster. So either way, yeah, Charlie Hewlett is listed as the long snapper for the Philadelphia Eagles, but last time I checked, he was also on the practice squad. So we'll see how they manage that, because that one will be really fucking weird to watch.
Okay, yeah, they're saying the plan is pretty much to use all of his up and down so they can carry an extra player for the first few weeks. Just weed out another spot basically because they can because he's a vested veteran, so he's not subject to waivers when they move him around.
He's
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, he's
This
on
according to Eagles subreddit, so who knows?
All right. I mean, it checks out. I'd imagine that somebody like, I don't know, like Josh Uche may get cut from the Eagles, and then somebody else, and then he gets elevated. I don't know. He just seems like the one who would be cut first. Anyway,
sorry.
Yeah.
Jesus picked D'Amico Ryans for head coach of the year, but he did like Ryan apostrophe S for some reason.
That's funny. That one's pretty funny. But yeah. Anyway, the way that I see this game going, fellas, I think the Nick Sirianni runs a tight ship. He always has those players ready for week 1, and I just see that the more talented team that wants to prove that they can repeat looks at their division rival. It's the banner night. I think they're going to come out sharp, and you're going to see a lot of A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley in what should be a close-ish game, but I think ultimately the Philadelphia Eagles put it away at the end. And I got the Philadelphia Eagles winning 30-20.
Jacob?
Cowboys win 30-0.
All right, hold them to it.
It's going to be a 0-0 tie. There's only one game you need to care about this week. Okay.
When you
play
that, I always just assume it's college football.
It does have that vibe, for sure.
It's just that they all have their various versions of I've been working on the railroad.
It was written a long time ago, one of those, yeah. It's a fight song. It's supposed to be a fight song. It's a genre. But I do have the Eagles winning. I think it's going to be
I need Post Malone to make me a song.
Pretty like 31-14 or something.
Nice statement.
Word. All right. Well then, that concludes it all, gentlemen. Week 1 is here. Thank you everybody for watching, and we're gonna keep track on y'all's behalf of PTR versus Jesus. Which, by the way, I don't even you'll talk about this off camera. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Football.